I have been flipping vintage since I was a teenager. So I went to art school in London, I was broke, and I realized just by going to flea markets on the weekends, I could make some extra cash. And that's how I started. Hi, my name is Edda. I'm here in Copenhagen with a vintage store called Wilde. Wilde is really about helping women find their personal style. I think growing up in Hong Kong and big cities, fast fashion can really dominate. And with unique vintage finds, you can really help women express their personal style. Finding your personal style is important, and finding your way of expressing it can be a challenge. So with us to help you with that and having people excited about fashion again and finding a vintage collectible that's their own, that makes it all worthwhile. So I think as a small business owner these days, there's so many things you have to do yourself. And then doing a small loan, you don't have time. You just have to be really pragmatic, like what is fast, what is quick. So going through Froda and going through Lunar, it was so much easier, and I don't even have to think about it anymore. I'm like, okay, I applied for the loan, I'm gonna find out in a couple of hours, they're gonna send me the paperwork, and it's done. And meanwhile, I'm doing all the million other stuff that I have to do, and I just don't have to think about it. This is all that I do. It's like a 24/7 thing. So when I'm waking up in the morning, I'm always looking at vintage things online. I'm always fixing the website because something's going wrong. And by the time I get to the store, there's steaming, there's cleaning, there's fixing buttons, there's packing things away, going online and measuring items again. So it's a whole day service. So by the time I even start at 11, I've already done like 20 things. So I had my business account with a Danish bank for a few years, and because we were migrating to a new store, we're like, we need help with the financing, and they didn't want to help us. And I was so surprised because we had already been making money at the beginning, and I thought loyalty mattered, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to look for a new bank. So when I found Lunar, it was just quite easy. And then when I realized I started with Lunar that I could take on a loan, because once we moved here, we sold so many of our designer pieces, I was like, okay, we need to get more stock. And that's why I got into asking you guys at Froda. And everything was so seamless. It was like a godsend, and I didn't even think that anything could be so simple. What I loved about Froda was you guys make everything really easy. And when you're a small business owner, you're learning so many things. So having Froda figure it all out for me just made it so much easier. They're like, this is how much we can lend you, this is how much it's gonna cost, these are the forms, fill it out, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to think about it or worry about it. This is the X amount you have to pay every month, this is every week, this is how long it's gonna last. It was so much simpler. So even have little videos telling me how to do it. So I was like, yes, yeah, everything is there. So it kind of takes the difficult and misunderstanding of finance really easy. And that was important for me. I think I became the Lunar customer like 3 years ago now. And with Lunar, I really enjoyed with the app that you can just look straight away how much you have, what are going in, what is going out, what is happening in the next few days, what is being reserved. Everything's in front of you, so there's no confusion. I know I need cyber insurance, I know I need travel insurance, what are the little things? Which is why I prefer Lunar to my old bank. And then I saw Froda and I just clicked and it does a little thinking thing where it's like, we can lend you, and I was like, oh my God, you can lend me so much money, that's amazing. But it felt good that like for the first time, I could actually get money, whereas I was like, with my old bank, they would never show me a number, let alone give me a yes. My boyfriend's like, we're not gonna borrow that money. I'm like, it's for later. Things will come up, you never know what's gonna happen. And then as the summer came, we're like, okay, that's been parked in the back of my mind and now I know I can use it, and it takes like 30 seconds to approve everything. But just knowing that it's just a few clicks was like, perfect. So it's helped us grow so much faster because now we have a lot of designer pieces and we can rotate them around as well. And it just makes everything sell much faster when we have more high-end pieces. And because it's a vintage store, we have one piece. It's not like we have 10 of the same. So these go really fast and things can flip really quickly. So in one summer, we can go through all the expensive inventory, and without having a chunk of cash to throw it back in, we can get stuck. And that's what stops growth.